Right, that breaking news coming through a short while ago. A bid by medical aids to block the release of a report on the racial profiling of doctors has failed. The Pretoria High Court has struck the matter from the roll, citing a lack of urgency. Let's chat more about this development with Heidi Giokos. She's been following this for us. Heidi, this was an issue involving GEMS and the Board of Healthcare Funders. So what does this actually mean now for this report? When do we get to see it?
Well, now that this has been struck off the roll due to a lack of urgency by the Pretoria High Court, we do understand that the Council can now release this report. It was supposed to be released on Sunday. It was actually supposed to be released last year, November, Yuveka, but because there were some delays, it was supposed to be released on Sunday. But because of that urgent application by GEMS and the BHF, that was unfortunately not released. And because it's been struck off the roll due to a lack of urgency, GEMS was trying to actually block that report from being released. We understand that that report will actually be released in the next couple of minutes. We understand it will probably be around 11 o'clock. So many have been waiting in anticipation for that interim report, and we understand it will be released in the next couple of minutes.
Well, Heidi, remind us, just take us back a little bit as to why this report is so controversial. Where did it emanate from?
So we understand that in 2019, healthcare professionals were actually protesting and raising major concerns with regards to the fact that there has been racial profiling with these medical aids. Medical aids select certain doctors to assist at certain hospitals or certain healthcare facilities, and they were really concerned about this because they felt as though their white counterparts were not given the same treatments. And this is when the Human Rights Commission was called on to assist, but also then the Council of Medical Schemes was also brought in to assist with this, and there was an ongoing investigation, and this is when the interim report was finally concluded and established, and they wanted to release it in November, but because of some delays, there was some kind of issue with that, and the report was supposed to be released on Sunday. So, we understand that healthcare professionals have been constantly raising concerns with regards to this, about racial discrimination against doctors by local medical aid schemes. So that's basically where this emanates from, back from 2019, where this matter was initially brought to everyone's attention.
Right, the judge in this matter certainly not very happy with the applicants here. Heidi, some scathing words from her. What did she have to say?
Yes, indeed, scathing words, Yuveka, given the fact that this urgent application by GEMS and BHF was submitted to the Pretoria High Court late on Sunday, just before 2 hours, in fact, before that report was supposed to be released, and the judge saying that this is actually unacceptable. She uses words such as GEMS and the BHF, who are the applicants in this matter, in fact folded their arms and waited for the last minute to do this. They had ample time and ample opportunity to file any kind of application, and this is why the judge says there is no urgency in this matter, because clearly from the applicant side they did not find it urgent enough to put this application before 2 hours before this report was supposed to be released. We also know that the Council for Medical Schemes, who was actually leading this investigation, said that the public is entitled to know what the findings are, despite the fact that it is at an interim stage, whereas you see GEMS and the BHF, who are the applicants in this matter, clearly stating that they are very concerned that this could have undoing harm, and it could permanently tarnish the names and reputations of the schemes concerned. So they were, of course, trying to block the merits of this investigation and the interim report, but the judge, of course, on the side of the Council of Medical Schemes, saying that the public do indeed need to know what's in that report.
Right, so in this application we have GEMS and then the Board of Healthcare Funders. So are we to assume that these are the only interested parties, or from what you know, does this report implicate several other schemes as well? Yes,
in fact it does, Yuveka. I'm actually just looking at the front page of the replying affidavit of the Council for Medical Schemes, and we're seeing the other respondents being the Registrar of Medical Schemes, Discovery Health Medical Scheme, and a number of other medical schemes. So it's not just GEMS or the BHF, it's actually a number of medical aid schemes that have been implicated in this, because healthcare professionals across the board have raised serious concern with regards to racial profiling. So it will be interesting to get a response from all these medical aid schemes, which we'll try and do in the next coming hour or so, to establish what their response is with regards to this, because this is scathing, and the fact that the court has allowed for this report to be released just speaks to what exactly we're going to find in that interim report.
At about 11 o'clock, you say, that's when we can expect it to be released. Where would we be able to find it? Who's releasing it, Heidi?
I'm not exactly sure where we'll be able to find it. I'm still trying to establish, but we do know that the Council for Medical Schemes, who was leading this investigation, will most likely release that. As soon as I get it, I'll start tweeting.
Sure, Heidi will have most of that on hand shortly for us, and let's see what's in that controversial report.